Okay, welcome back to my quick app ninja tutorials. So if you watched my first video, just talked you through what quick app ninja was and how to register an account. Nice and straightforward. But just to recap, Quick App Ninja is a website that allows you to create Android games for free and upload them to your personal Android devices, again for free. If you do wish to release your app to the world, then that's when a charge does come in and you would have to become a developer for a small fee per year. But by releasing it to the world, you could make money per download or per view of ads that you could have inside your app. But we won't go into too much detail. We'll just start with a simple game, and a later video will show you how to get that game onto an Android phone so you could at least play it yourself if you have no intention to release it outwards. So if you followed the first video, you should be in a screen similar to me where it wants you to create your first game. Or if you're not in exactly this screen, you've got the Create New Game button at the top. Okay, so I'm going to click on Create New Game, and again there's 5 different templates we can use, but this video is going to show you the Guess the Picture. So if you click on Use this template, it will open up a standard screen for all games, and you can see straight away I've got my 5 points for creating the first game. So again, we went over achievements in the first video. The more you do, the more achievements you unlock. So straight away along the top we have design, content, sound, icon, settings and monetization. So I usually work left to right, starting with the design, and then down the left hand side you have all the different kinds of design options. So starting off with theme is basically the color scheme of your app, and you can see there are preset schemes. So all I've got to do, click on apply. You can see the example change to the left hand side of how it will look. Now you can change things, like if you prefer like one theme here, but I don't quite like the color of a button, you can click on an icon on the screen and you can see over here it comes up where I can then say, well actually I want that button to be like a purple color. Okay, same with the text. I can suddenly change the text. I want it to be black. So everything here is customizable, and you can reset it to default if you wish. And on each screen you could change the background. So this is kind of the gameplay screen. So this is where everyone's going to be playing your levels. So pretty much the main screen. You got the completed, so once they get a level finished, this is the screen they'll be taken to. So you could change the background color, for example, on this one page by changing it up there. You've got a hint screen, get coin screen if you go down the monetization route, the main like let's say about menu. So this is where I mentioned the white label in the first video. This is the only time you see it. It basically just says created in Quick App Ninja Game Builder. So like I say, it doesn't overpower the user, but they can see that it was built by this website. But if you just decide to go down the white label option, you could remove this totally. Again, I can click on any piece of writing and it allows me to change any color. So you've got the rate us, so if you put it in the App Store they can rate you. Ask a friend, if you're stuck on a level, they can ask their friends via WhatsApp and others. You have the about screen, so you could actually put what you want the app to be about. You've got a splash screen, so this is a screen that when you open your app, this is a screen that everyone sees before the app is fully loaded. So you can go solid color, you can have a pattern in the background, you can have bubbles, or you can upload a picture of your own, and you can choose not to use the logo. Downloading screen, so what this is when we get to the contents, you will add your levels, and then once it's live you can keep adding levels, and then the user who's running the application will get to refresh. So if you release your app with 10 levels and then decided you wanted to load 10 more, you can do, and then the user can just refresh. They wouldn't have to reinstall the application. And then you have the level screen. So this is how it will look as you start building your levels. Once they've got your level complete, you get the little tick. So this example shows that they've completed 4 of the levels, and now on to level 5. So I'm not going to change. I've picked a theme, quite like it. I'm not going to change any of the colors, but again, this is how you do it. You just click on the screen, click on a piece of writing, and then you can change all the colors down the right hand side. Most importantly about your game is the content. So you can load the app if in many languages. Obviously English is the default, and English is what I'm going to use. But if you're lucky enough to speak other languages, you can release your app in another language, which obviously means you could get a wider audience within the App Store. If you can do an app that's in Arabic or something like that, you're going to get more people interested, but we're going to stick with English. So it gives you a recommendation of what the pictures should look like. Now, what I've got to state that you cannot use copyrighted images. You've got to be very careful with the images that you use. Make sure they're your own, or you've found a website where the images are free for you to download and reuse, and there are many sites out there that allow you to do that. So when you're creating an app, it's all about the idea, knowing what you want your game to be about. So this is going to be a very basic one. What I've done is I've taken some random images, and once you've got your images, you can just drag them into this box here, or you can click on browse and navigate to where you've saved them, and we copy the images across and they will start loading. So let's give it a little while. Obviously we'd have to play around with the images because these have come out sideways, but this is just again to give you a rough idea of how it all works. There you go, we're going to start this app with 10 levels. So for each picture, you need a question to give the user. So for a picture quiz, I would usually just say, what is this? And then here is where your answer is. So this one is an iron. And then we have kettle. So this is the slightly tedious part of creating the app. But basically the answer here is what the user is going to be typing in. So they're going to be presented with a keyboard which will have these letters plus some random others. And the user have to work out what the picture is and then type the letters in. Finish this off. So we've got suitcase, we have a switch. Now we are limited with the amount of characters, so on this one I'm just going to say switch. Very rare toilet roll at the moment. A book. Dog, and football. So from within this screen, so because I've completed level 10, it naturally gives me a level 11, but don't worry about that. You don't need to delete it. It won't put it into your app because you haven't uploaded a picture. So from here, if I go hover over a picture, you've got these arrows, so I can drag these to any order that I wish, because these are the order that are going to appear in your app. So if I run my app, the very first picture you're going to get is the kettle, and then they work their way through. But again, you can drag these into any order that you wish. If I've made a mistake, you just click on the pencil and you can change. If you want to change the question, click on the pencil. If I want to delete a picture that I uploaded, I may have duplicated or uploaded an error, just hit the bin icon. So that's it. This is where your content is. You're going to spend most of your time in this screen uploading all of your images. Basically, the more levels, the better. You want to keep people using your app, because if someone downloads mine and they get to level 10, it's very easy. They're going to get all of these pictures, and then that's the end. They're never going to play my app again. You need to kind of keep them interested. Let's move over to sounds. Now, these are the sounds that are within your app. So this is the sound if they get it right as they press a button. I never touch these. These are all the standard sounds. But if you want to, you can upload new sounds and replace the existing. But that's, again, up to you. Now, every app needs an icon. Now, if you have an icon for your app, great. You can upload it. If not, this one gives you some recommendations. So out of the box, it just chooses 4 random pictures, but this app image looks absolutely terrible, and it gives you an example of how it would look in the App Store. Now, mine's not very fetching compared to everyone else's, but there's other options where you can have a template, let's say. Again, you can change all the colors. It puts a question mark, and I can click and add pictures that I want within the icon. So sometimes it's best if you can design something, if you're good enough, or just use their template. But I'm going to stick with the current icon, the Google Play recommended, because I'm not going to upload this to the App Store. Now, settings. This is a key part. So you must give your app a name. So this would be the name that appeared in the App Store if you went that far, or it would appear on the phone. So let's call it C19 for COVID-19 isolation quiz. Maximum 30 characters. Email for support. So this is if you put it in an app store, you need to supply an email if anyone wanted to contact you, or if someone rates your app, then you could be notified. Now, when it comes to the content, you can choose 14, 16, or 18. So I don't know if you saw that when I tried to do Nintendo Switch, it wouldn't fit. But if I upload it to 18 letters without doing the maths, I think that probably would work. So you can choose whether you want 14, 16, or 18. I tend to go higher because that gives them more letters to choose from, so it makes it slightly harder for the user. The policy is a standard Quick Ninja privacy policy that's required, and a GDPR compliance if you go that far with AdMob. And what AdMob is if you have in-app adverts, you can sign up with Google AdMob, and then the more people play your game and the more they view the ads, the more money you can make. Now, we're talking pennies unless you've got millions of users going through. You're talking 0.01p for each view or something silly like that. The hints management. So this is where you control how many coins does a user get when they start your game, because it's all coin based. When they get an image, if they get stuck, they can use coins to reveal letters or help them reveal the word. So how many coins you want your users to start, how many points do you want them to get if they answer a level correctly, how many coins do they use if they expose a letter, how many points if they remove letters, if they're totally stock and need it solved completely, how many coins, and how many free coins if you do a post or a tweet asking for help, and then how often. So it's currently set to 24 hours, so every day they can get some new coins if they tweet. So again, I don't normally touch any of those defaults. I leave them as they are. Then you have the white label that we talked about. If you wanted to remove all of Quick App Ninja's banners, and I showed you at the beginning, they're very small and hidden away, you could choose to pay $9.99. I don't tend to do it. No need. Then you have monetization. I'm not going to go over this in detail. I'll do a total separate video for anyone that's interested in actually doing monetization in their apps. But you can turn the ad mobs on, which I mentioned, so there would be ads via Google that appears in your app. Maybe after every 5 levels, the user will be shown a video to watch. And then the more videos that are watched, the more money you can make. You can link to Facebook. So that will show Facebook ads, and then you have in-app purchases. So rather than watching a video to get some coins, if a user loves your game and they get stuck, they can go into the App Store and buy more coins. So they could buy 100 coins for £1, or maybe 1,000 coins for £10. Depends what you want to set. Now, in-app purchases cost $49 to put that functionality in. So I don't often do it unless the app is very good and you think people will do it. But again, that's where these achievements come in. If you go through all of the simple welcome videos, create your first game and download a APK, and again we'll get to that eventually, you can quite easily hit your 100 or 200 points, which is when they then give you, so 100 points, they give you a free white label. So you could remove it for free in your app. If you get to 200 points, you could have one app where you have free in-app purchases. You don't have to pay the $50. But again, let's keep it simple. So that is our first game created. I think I've navigated out of the screen. Let's just jump back. Yeah, so this is my app. So it remembers everything I did, so even though I navigated away and came back, the contents are still here. And then I can click on Generate Game. So it does say it could take 24 hours. This game's not very big, so it will not take anywhere near that length of time. But now you can see we now have one game in my list, whereas previously I had the big Create New Game button. I now have one. So once you roll this out, you can see how many new users you have and how many sessions. Well, what we have to do is wait now for Quick App Ninja to create your code. Like I say, they say 24 hours, but it won't be very long at all. And if I kept refreshing, I'll soon have the download icon. So what I'll do is I'll end the video there. That is a very quick way to create a guess the picture quiz. Check out the other videos for the other game types, or check out the video on how to download the APK and get it onto your Android device to play with. Thank you to anyone that's got this far, and keep listening.